welcome to this MyLocalRadio.com special presentation of the Drama Devils production of William Shakespeare's The Twelfth Night. I'm Mindy Olive, and I'm here with the director of the Drama Devils, Erin Russell. Hi, Erin.
Hi.
Thank you so much for agreeing to meet with us today. We're excited to talk about this.
Well, we are just excited that you guys are taking the time to talk to us. We love it. We love it.
So just diving right in, Shakespeare is a lot to tackle.
It is.
and at high school ages too. That is so awesome that they're jumping in and they're learning about it. Tell me a little bit about what you guys are doing with this show that might be unique to you guys. What we might not expect to see in a traditional, play setting. What are you guys doing differently of it, basically?
Right. Well, other than being, Shakespeare, like you pointed out, which can be pretty complex, as we approach this, we decided to take it as a bit of a reader's theater experience. And for those who are not familiar with reader's theater, it is kind of an experience where students or actors are really working with the script and truly interpreting simply with their voice. So in pure reader's theater, there's not sets and there's no costumes. It's just people and their voices. And my tech kids weren't very excited with that idea, so they definitely wanted to have, different sets out there and lights and music and costumes and everything. And so with the complexity of Shakespeare's language, we decided to do an adapted reader's theater. So the students will have their scripts in their hands, and really be striving to make meaning with their voice through what's happening, so that whether the audience or themselves are maybe going, I'm not quite sure what this line means, through their voice and through their actions, they're going to be able to show that. And I felt like with Shakespeare, it was a really great opportunity to kind of play with that reader's theater feel and truly try to interpret mostly with their voice.
That is so awesome.
Thanks,
yeah, I love that. And I wonder if that takes a lot of pressure away too. Some of the primary pressure getting a production together is memorize. This way they just get to study. They're studying and they're putting it on its feet. Another thing I've kind of noticed about Shakespeare is that he can be interpreted in so many different ways, in so many different settings and contexts and time frames. So are you guys taking this in a more historically accurate kind of setting, or are you putting it into a different decade? What are you doing with that?
We are, and that I love that question, because we actually just sat down with my advanced tech class and said, in the first couple weeks of school, I introduced them to the show, we watched the film of it, and I said, okay, what's your vision? How do you guys want to interpret this? And we had put our first Shakespeare show that was A Midsummer Night's Dream, we had done that in the Old West and did Athens, Texas. And then when we did the Scottish play, we decided to do that traditional and just kept it medieval Scotland and awesome. Do that. But then for this one, I said, what do you guys want? And they really wanted either to do it now and keep it contemporary and have it maybe be kind of some kind of inner city gangster kind of feel to it.
Cool.
Or the next choice was to do it in the 1950s and again have kind of the greasers and different groups. And in the end, they voted for the 50s because they thought they'd have a lot more fun with costumes and makeup and so that's what we're doing. We did it in the 1950s.
So in the 1950s, all right.
Yeah.
I know that studying the language of Shakespeare can be quite a thing to tackle, but it's also really exciting. There's so many different moments that you can really split hairs about the meaning of this or that. So tell me a little bit about kind of your process, what you guys have done by way of studying the material, getting ready to get it on its feet.
So the first thing that we've done, the first thing I did was I went through and, reread the script and cut it. Okay. And then as we sat down together and read it with the students, we spent about a week and a half, I think, just reading it through for meaning.
Yeah.
Reading it through with the cuts, reading it through with, okay, what you're really saying here is this. There's a moment where one of the character yells at another one to go shake his ears. And what does that mean,
Sure.
right? And I said, oh, you're mad. You're yelling at him to go do something rude or crude,
like go kick
or I don't know
rocks
what,
or something like that. Yeah, okay.
And so, so much of it is understanding the nuance, and then hopefully putting meaning in their body language and in their voice that lets the audience know, well, I don't know what shaking your ears is, but it doesn't sound good, right?
Right,
So
right.
that's the hope, is that we can get there. So, but to be perfectly honest, we are almost still at that point where we're still going through, and there's sometimes reminders even a week out. Now, remember, no, I got this.
Yes.
And so they're like, oh, yes, I forgot. That's supposed to be flirtatious. Great, let's go for it.
Sure.
And so, but they're doing really great with that. So once they get the nuance
awesome.
of what they're saying,
Yeah.
then we can play and have a lot of fun with it.
And as far as the student involvement in that, do you have different teams in charge of different aspects of the production? So do you have your costume designers and I don't know what your numbers look like.
Right.
So, or lighting design and set design and things. So what do you guys do for that?
So I have several groups that are in charge of the different areas. So we have a group that does the sets, and a group that does costumes, and a group that does makeup, and a couple of girls working on publicity and different things like that. And then I've got 3 stage managers. So we've got a whole bunch of kids in our tech class doing all kinds of stuff. So that's a lot of fun, and they've been really excited about this project and jumping in and seeing where things go. So it's been a lot of fun.
That's perfect. What a well-rounded approach to this show. And that's so exciting. I'm so excited to come see it.
Great.
I think it's going to be awesome. So hopefully you guys can join us on mylocalradio.com. If you're not able to come into the actual audience, we can bring you there online. Thanks again for joining us. This was awesome to talk about it. And here we go, right?
Yes. So nice to meet you. Thank you for
nice to
coming,
meet
and
you.
we just hope that the community can enjoy this show.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Okay, thank you.
Hey everybody, and welcome to this production of the 12th Night by the Evanston Drama Devils. We're going to get started in about 2 minutes, so stay tuned. We will have Act 1 of the Evanston Drama Devils production of William Shakespeare's The Twelfth Night.
Okay, welcome everybody. Thank you so much for coming here tonight. We are super excited to present for you guys our advanced acting classes production of William Shakespeare's Twelfth Night. This is one of my favorite plays. I'm really excited to share it with you guys tonight. There's lots of crazy twists and turns. Now, if you're like a lot of people and you read Shakespeare or listen to Shakespeare and you go, wow, that sounded really cool, but I have no idea what just happened, you're not alone. There's a lot of us who feel that way. And I'll tell you, as we talked with the students and as we went through this process, they felt that way too, a lot. For that, inside of our programs, we have a nice little insert that both gives you a general overview of the show and then a scene-by-scene breakdown of what is going to happen. I will say that in Act 1, we have 2 scenes that are going to be I can't say the right word, but anyway, they're going to be switched. Not a fancy English word, but that sounds good. So if you're looking and go, wow, that is so not what just happened, don't worry. That what happened in Act 1, Scene 2 will happen eventually. Tonight we'll also be presenting this in, we will be presenting this like a reader's theater. Now traditionally reader's theater is done in such a way that people simply read it and interpret it with their voice. Our students are going to be reading and interpreting with their voice, but we have been practicing for a few months, so hopefully they will just have that a bit more as a reference. Oftentimes with reader's theater, we don't have any script, or excuse me, any sets, no costumes. They're just out there with their voice. But my tech kids were a little too sad to think about doing it without the sets and the costumes and such. We have placed this rendition of Twelfth Night in the 1950s in the Midwest of America, and we've had a lot of fun with that. So we hope you have a bebopping evening and enjoy Twelfth Night. Thank you so much.
What city, friends, is this?
This is Illyria, lady.
And what should I do in Illyria? My brother, he's in Elysium. Perchance he is not dead. What say you, men?
It is perchance that you yourself were saved.
Oh, my poor brother. And so perchance may he be.
True, madam. And to comfort you with chance, assure yourself, after our train did split, and you and those poor never-saved pushed through the driving snow, I saw your brother, most provident in peril, hide himself, courage in both, teaching him the practice, under a strong branch that lived upon a tree, where I saw him hold acquaintance with the snow so long as I could see.
For saying so, there's gold. Mine own escape unfoldeth to my hope, whereto thy speech serves for authority the like of him. Knowest thou this country?
Aye, madam. Well, for I was bred and born not 3 miles travel from this very place.
Who governs here?
A noble man, in nature as in name.
What is his name?
Orsino.
Orsino. I have heard my father name him. He was a bachelor then.
And so is now, or was so very late. For but a month ago I went from hence, and then 'twas fresh in murmur that he did seek the love of fair Olivia.
Well, what's she?
A virtuous maid, the daughter of a count, that died some 12 months since, and leaving her in protection of his son, her brother, who shortly also died, for whose dear love, they say, she hath abjured the sight in company of men.
Oh, that I serve that lady might not be delivered to the world.
That were hard to compass, because she will not admit no kind of suit, no, not even Lucino's.
There's fair behavior in thee, Captain. I prithee, and I'll pay thee bountifully. Conceal me what I am, and be my aid, for such a disguise shall happily become the form of my intent. I'll serve this duke. It may be worth thy pains, for I can sing and speak to him in many sorts of music. That will allow me very worth his service. What else may have to time I will commit? Only shape thou thy silence to my wit.
Be you his bard, and your mute I'll be.
I thank thee. Now, lead me on. plague my niece takes to the death of her brother thus. I am sure it carries an enemy to life.
By my troth, Miss Toby, you must come in earlier on nights. Your cousin, my lady, takes great exceptions to your ill hours.
Why, let her accept before accepted.
Aye, but you must confine yourself within the modest limits of order.
Confine? I'll confine no finer than I am. These clothes be good enough to drink in, and so be these boots. And they be not. Let them hang by themselves on their straps.
That quaffing and drinking will undo you. I heard my lady talk of it yesterday, and of a foolish knight that you brought in one night to be her wooer.
Who? Sir Andrew Aguecheek?
Aye, he.
Well, he is as tall as any man in Illyria.
What's that to the purpose?
Why, he has $3,000 a month.
Aye, but he'll have but a year in all these months. He's a very fool and a prodigal.
Fie you that say so. He plays on the piano and speaks 3 or 4 languages word for word without the books, and he hath all the good gifts of nature.
He hath indeed, almost natural, for besides that he's a fool, he's a great quarreler, and 'tis thought among the prudent he would quickly have the gift of a grave.
By this hand, they are scoundrels and subtractors that say so of him. Who are they?
They that add, moreover, he's drunk nightly in your company.
With drinking healths to my niece, I'll drink to her as long as there's passage in my throat and drink in Illyria. What went? Sir Andrew Agueface. Here he comes.
Miss Toby Belch. How now, Miss Toby Belch?
Sweet Sir Andrew.
Bless you, fair shrew.
And you too, sir.
Accost, Sir Andrew, accost.
What's that?
My niece's chambermaid.
Good mistress, accost. I desire your better acquaintance.
My name is Mary, sir.
Good mistress Mary, accost.
You mistake, knight. Accost is front her, board her, woo her, assail her.
By my troth, I would not undertake her in this company. Is that the meaning of accost?
Fare you well.
And let thou so part, Sir Andrew, would thou mightest never draw sword again.
Fair lady, do you think you have full in hand?
Sir, I have not you by the hand.
Mary, you shall, and here is my hand.
Now, sir, thought is free. I pray you, bring your hand to the buttery bar and let it drink.
Wherefore, sweetheart, what's your metaphor?
It's dry, sir.
Why, I think so. I'm not such an ass, but I can keep my hand dried. But what's your jest?
A dry jest, sir.
Are you full of them?
Aye, sir. I have them at my fingers' ends.
O knight, thou lackest a cup of canary. When did I see thee so put down?
Never in your life, unless you see canary put me down. Methinks sometimes I have no more wit than a Christian man or an ordinary man has, but I am a great eater of beef, and I believe that does not harm my wit.
No question.
I'll drive home tomorrow, Sir Toby.
Why, pourquoi, my dear knight?
What is pourquoi? Do or do not. I have bestowed that time in the tongues that I have fencing, dancing, bear baiting. Oh, if I had followed the arts.
Thou hadst an excellent head of hair.
Why would they have mended my hair?
Past question. First, thou seest it will not curl by nature.
But it becomes me enough, does it not?
Excellent. Yeah, it hangs like a flax on a distaff. And I would hope to see a huswife take thee between her legs and spin it off.
Faith, I'll home tomorrow, Sir Toby. Your niece will not be seen. The Count himself hereby woos her.
Oh, she'll none on the count. She'll not match above her degree, neither in estate, years, or wit. I have heard her swear it. There's life in it.
I'll stay a month longer. Shall we set about some revels?
Were we not born under Tartarus?
Taurus, that's sides and heart.
No, it's legs and thighs. Let me see thee caper. Higher. Bro, it's Miss. You keep saying sir. That's how Sir Toby always. Yeah, we'll fix it.
Cess of it, that sufficing the appetite may sicken and so die. Enough. No more. 'Tis not as sweet as it was before.
Will you go hunt, my lord?
What, Curio?
The hart?
Why, so I do, the noblest that I have. Oh, when mine eyes did see Olivia first, methought she purged the air of pestilence. That instant I was turned into a hart, and my distress, like fell, and e'er since cruel hounds pursue me. How now? What news of her?
So please, my lord, I might not be admitted, but from her handmaid do return this answer. You yourself for 7 years shall not behold her face in ample view, but like a cloister she will veiled walk, and water once a day her chamber round, with eye-offending brine. All this to season a brother's dead love, which she will keep long and lasting in her sad remembrance.
Oh, she that hath a heart of that fine frame, to pay this debt of love but to a brother. How will she love when the flock of all affections else that live in her, when liver, brain, and heart, these sore vein thrones are all supplied and filled her sweet perfections with one self, king.
Cesario! If the Duke do continue these favors towards you, Cesario, you are likely to be much advanced. He hath known you but 3 months, and already you are no stranger. You either fear his humor or my negligence that you call in question the continuance of his love. Is he inconsistent, ma'am, in his favors?
No, believe me.
Thank you. Count.
Who saw Cesario?
On your attendance, my lord, here.
Stand you a while aloof. Cesario, thou knowest no less, but all. I have unclasped to thee the book of even my secret soul. Therefore, good youth, address thy gate unto her. Be not denied access. Stand at her doors and tell them there thy fixed foot shall grow, till thou have audience.
Sure, my noble lord, but if she be so abandoned to her sorrow as it is spoke, she never will admit me.
Be clamorous then, and leap all civil bounds, rather than make unprofited return.
Say I do speak with her, my lord, what then?
Oh, then unfold the passion of my love. Surprise her with discourse of my dear faith, and it shall be thee to act well my woes. She will attend it better in thy youth than in the nuncios of a more grave aspect.
I think not so, my lord.
Dear lad, believe it, for they shall yet belie thy happy years. That say thou art a man? Diana's lip is not more smooth than Rubius. Thy small pipe is as the maiden's organ, shrill and sound, and all is semblative of a woman's part. I know thee well, are right apt for this affair. Prosper well in this, and thou shalt live as freely as thy lord, to call his fortunes thine.
I will do my best to woo your lady. And yet a barful strife, where I woo myself would be his wife.
Where hast thou been? My lady will hang thee for thy absence.
Let her hang me. He that is well hanged in this world needs to fear no colors.
Make that good.
He shall see none to fear.
A good Lenten answer. I can tell thee where.
Where, good Mistress Mary?
In the wars, and that may you be bold to say in your foolery.
Well, God give them wisdom to have it, and those that are fools, let them use their talents.
Yet you will be hanged for being so long absent, or to be turned away. Is not that as good as a hanging to you?
Many a good hanging prevents a bad marriage. And for turning away, let summer bear it out.
You are resolute, then,
Not so neither, but I'm resolute on 2 points.
that if one break, the other will hold, or if both break, your gaskins fall.
Apt in good faith, very apt. We'll go thy way. If Sir Andrew would leave drinking, thou wert a witty piece of Eve's flesh, as any in Illyria.
Peace, you rogue, no more of that. Here comes my lady. Make your excuse wisely, you were best.
Wit be it and thy will, put me into good fooling. Those wits that think they have thee do very oft prove fools, and I am sure I lack thee many pass for a wise man. Better a witty fool than a foolish wit. God bless thee, lady.
Take the fool away.
Well, do you not hear? Take away the lady.
Go to. You're a dry fool. I'll no more of you. Besides, you grow dishonest.
2 faults, Madonna. That drink and good counsel will amend. Forgive the dry fool a drink, then the fool is not dry. Bid the dishonest man mend himself. If he mend, he is no longer dishonest. The lady bade take away the fool. Therefore I say again, take her away.
Sir, I bade them take you away.
Misprison in the highest degree. Good Madonna, give me leave to prove you a fool.
Can you do it?
Dexterously, good Madonna.
Make your proof.
Good Madonna, why mournest thou?
Good fool for my brother's death.
I think his soul is in hell, Madonna.
I know his soul is in heaven, fool.
The more fool, Madonna, to mourn for your brother's soul, being in heaven. Take the fool away.
What think you of this fool, Malvolio? Doth he not mend?
Yes, and shall do till the pangs of death shake him. Infirmity and that decays the wise doth ever make the better fool.
God send you, sir, a speedy infirmary, for the better increasing your folly. Sir Toby will be sworn that I am no fox, but he will pass his word for 2 pence that you are no fool.
How say you to that, Malvolio?
I marvel your ladyship takes delight in such a barren rascal. I saw him put down the other day with an ordinary fool that has no more brain than a stone. Look you now, he's out of his guard already. Unless you laugh and minister occasion to him, he is gagged.
Oh, you are of sick self-love, Malvolio, and taste with a distempered appetite. To be generous, guiltless, and a free disposition is to take those things for bird bolts which you deem cannon bullets. There is no slander in an allowed fool, though he do nothing but rail, nor no railing in a known discreet man, though he do nothing but reprove.
Now Mercury endue thee with leasing, for thou speakest well of fools.
Madame, there is at the gate a young gentleman much desires to speak with you.
From the Count Orsino, is it?
I know not, madame. 'Tis a fair young man and well attended.
Who of my people hold him in delay?
Sir Toby, madame, your kinsman.
Fetch him off, I pray you. He speaks nothing but madman. Fie on him. Go you, Malvolio. If it be suit from the Count, I am sick or not at home. What you will to dismiss it. Now you see how your fooling grows old and people dislike it.
Thou hast spoke for us, Madonna. And if thy eldest son should be a fool, whose skull drove cram with brains, for he comes of one of thy kin.
By mine honor, half drunk. What is he at the gate, cousin?
A gentleman.
A gentleman? What gentleman?
'Tis a gentleman here. Oh, a plague of these pickled herrings. How now, fool?
Ah, good Miss Toby.
Cousin, how have you come so early by this lethargy?
Lechery? I defy lechery. There's one at the gate.
Ay, Mary, what is he?
Let him be the devil, and he will. I care not. Give me faith, say I. Well, it's all one.
What's a drunken man like, fool?
Like a drowned man, and a fool, and a madman. One draught above heat makes him a fool, the second mads him, and the third drowns him.
Go thou and seek the crowner and sit on my cuz, for she's in the 3rd degree of drink. She's drowned. Go look after her.
She is but mad yet, Madonna, and the fool shall look to the madwoman.
Madam, yon young fellow swears he will speak with you. I told him you were sick. He takes on him to understand so much, and therefore comes to speak with you. I told him you were asleep. He seems to have a foreknowledge of that too, and therefore comes to speak with you. What is to be said to him, lady? He's fortified against my denial.
Tell him he shall not speak with me.
Has been told so, and he says he'll stand at your door like a sheriff's post to be the supporter to a bench, but he'll speak with you.
What kind of man is he?
Why, of mankind.
What manner of man?
A very ill manner. He'll speak with you, will you or no?
Of what personage and years is he?
Not yet old enough for a man, nor young enough for a boy. He is very well favored, and speaks very shrewishly.
Let him approach. Call in my gentlewoman.
Gentlewoman, my lady calls.
Give me my veil. Come, throw it o'er my face. We will once hear Orsino's embassy.
The honorable lady of the house. Which is she?
Speak to me. I shall answer for her. Your will.
Most radiant, exquisite, and unmatchable beauty. I pray you, tell me if this be the lady of the house, for I never saw her. I would be loath to cast away my speech, for besides that it is excellently well penned, I have taken great pains to con it. Good beauties, let me sustain no scorn.
Whence you came, sir?
I can say little more than that I have studied, and that question's out of my part. Good gentleman, give me modest assurance if you be the lady of the house, that I may proceed on my speech.
Are you a comedian?
My profound heart, and yet by the very fangs of malice I swear I am not that I play. Are you the lady of the house?
If I do not usurp myself, I am.
Most certain if you are she, you do usurp yourself, for what is yours to bestow is not yours to reserve. But this is for my commission. I will on with my speech in your praise, and then show you the heart of my message.
Come to what is important in it. I forgive you the praise.
Alas, I took great pains to study it, and 'tis poetical.
It's more like to be feigned. I pray you, keep it in. I heard you were saucy at my gates, and allowed your approach, rather to wonder at you than to hear you. If you be mad, be gone. If you have reason, be brief. 'Tis not the time of moon with me to make one and no skipping a dialogue.
Will you hoist sail, sir? Here lies your way.
No, good swabber, I'm here to hold a little longer. Some mollification for your giant, sweet lady.
Tell me your mind.
I am a messenger.
Sure you have some hideous matter to deliver when the courtesy of it is so fearful. Speak your office.
It alone concerns your ear. I bring no overture of war, no taxation of homage. I hold the olive in my hand. My words are as full of peace as matter.
Yet you began rudely. What are you? What would you?
The rudeness that hath appeared in me have I learned from my entertainment. What I am and what I would are as a secret as maidenhead. To your ears divinity, and to others profanity.
Give us the place alone. We will hear this divinity. Now, sir, what is your text?
Most sweet lady.
A comfortable doctrine, and much may be said of it. Where lies your text?
In Orsino's bosom.
In his bosom. In what chapter of his bosom?
To answer by method, in the first of his heart.
Oh, I have read it. It's heresy. Have you no more to say?
Good madam, let me see your face.
Have you any commission from your lord to negotiate my face? You are now out of your text. But we will draw the curtain and show you the picture. Look you, sir. Isn't it not well done?
Excellently done. If God did all.
'Tis ingrained, sir, 'twill endure wind and weather.
'Tis beauty truly blent, whose red and white nature's own sweet and cunning hand laid on. Lady, you are the cruelest she alive if you lead these graces to the grave and leave the world no copy.
Oh, sir, I will not be so hard-hearted. I will give out divers schedules of my beauty. It shall be inventoried, and every particle and utensil labeled to my will, as item, 2 lips, indifferent red. Item, 2 gray eyes with lids to them. Item, 1 neck, 1 chin, and so forth. Were you sent hither to praise me?
I see you what you are. You are too proud. But if you are the devil, you are fair. My lord and master loves you. Oh, such a love could be but recompense though you were crowned the queen of beauty.
How does he love me?
With adorations, fertile tears, with groans that thunder love, with sighs of fire.
Your lord does know my mind. I cannot love him. Yet I suppose him virtuous, know him noble, of great estate, of fresh and stainless youth, in voices well divulged, free, learned, and valiant, and in dimension in the shape of nature, a gracious person. But yet I cannot love him. He might have took his answer long ago.
If I did love you in my master's flame, with such a suffering, such a deadly life, in your denial I would find no sense. I would not understand it.
Why? What would you do?
Make me a willow cabin at your gate and call upon my soul within the house. Write loyal cantons of condemned love and sing them loud, even in the dead of night. Howl your name to the reverberate hills and make the babbling gossip of the air cry out, Olivia! Oh, you should not rest between the elements of air and earth, but you should pity me.
You might do much. What is your parentage?
Above my fortunes, yet my state is well. I am a gentleman.
Get you to your lord. I cannot love him. Let him send no more. Unless perchance you come to me again to tell me how he takes it. Fare you well. I thank you for your pains. Send this for me.
I am no feed post, lady. Keep your purse. My master, not myself, lacks recompense. Love, make his heart a flint that you shall love, and let your fervor, like my master's, be placed in contempt. Farewell, fair cruelty.
What is your parentage? Above my fortunes, yet my state is well. I am a gentleman. I'll be sworn thou art. Thy tongue, thy face, thy limbs, actions, and spirit do give thee fivefold blazon. Not too fast. Soft, soft. If the master were the man, how now, even so quickly may one catch the plague? Methinks I feel this youth's imperfections, with an invisible and subtle self to creep in at mine eyes. Well, let it be. What ho, Malvolio?
Here, madam, at your service.
Run after that same peevish messenger, the county's man. He left his ring behind him. Would I or not, tell him all none of it. Desire him not to flatter with his lord, nor hold him up with hopes. I am not for him. If that youth should come this way tomorrow, I'll give him reason for it. Hide thee, Malvolio.
Madam, I will.
I know not what a fear to mind. Mine eye too great a flatterer for my mind. Fate, show thy force. Ourselves we do not owe. What is decreed must be, and be this so.
Madam, sir, were you not, even now with the Countess Olivia?
Even now, sir, on a moderate pace I have since arrived but hither.
She returns this ring to you, sir. You might have saved me my pains to have taken it away yourself. She adds, moreover, that you should put your lord into a desperate assurance she will none of him. And one thing more, that you'll be never so hardy to come again in his affairs, unless it be to report your lord's taking of this. Receive it so.
She took no ring of me, I'll none of it.
Come, sir, you peevishly threw it to her, and her will is it should be so returned. If it be worth stooping for, there it lies in your eye. If not, be it his that finds it.
I left no ring with her. What means this, lady? Fortune forbid my outside hath not charmed her. She made good view of me, indeed so much that methought her eyes had lost her tongue, for she did speak and starts distractedly. She loves me sure. The cunning of her passion invites me in this churlish messenger. None of my lord's ring, why he sent her none. I am the man. If it so be as 'tis, Poor lady, she were better love a dream. Disguise, I see thou art a wickedness. How easy is it for the proper false in women's waxen hearts to set their forms? How will this fetch? My master loves her dearly, and I, poor monster, fawn as much on him. She mistaken seems to dote on me. What will become of this? As I am man, my state is desperate for my master's love, as I am woman. Now last the day, what thriftless sighs shall poor Olivia breathe? O time, thou must entangle this, not I. It is too hard a knot for me to untie.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Will you stay no longer, nor will you not that I go with you?
By your patience, no. My star shines darkly over me. I guess no one's working today. Therefore, I shall pray with you your leave that I may bear my evils from mine. Nor that recompense for your love to lay any of them on you.
Let me yet know of you whither you are bound.
No, sooth, ma'am, my permanent voyage is mere travel. You must know me then, Antonia. My name is Sebastian. My father was that Sebastian of Messalene, whom I know you have heard of. He left behind myself and sister, both born in an hour. If the heavens had been pleased, would we have so ended. But you, lady, altered that. For some hours before you took me from the height of the storm, my sister died.
Alas, the day.
A lady she was, though said she much resembled me, was yet of many accounted beautiful. Yet thus far I am bold to publish her. She bore a mind that envy do not recall fair.
Pardon me, sir. Your bad entertainment.
Good, Antonia. Forgive me your trouble.
If you will not murder me for my love, let me be your servant.
If you will not undo what you have done, that is kill him whom you have recovered, as I recount, fare you well at once. I am bound to Orsino's home. Farewell.
That's going to be a good chapter this week.
Oh, the gentleness of all gods go with me. I have many enemies in Orsino's court, else would I shortly see thee there. But come what may, I do adore thee so. The dangers shall see port, and I will go.
Approach, Sir Andrew. Not to be abed after midnight is to be up betimes, and thou knowest.
Nay, by my troth, I know not. But I know to be up late is to be up late.
A false conclusion. I hate it as an unfilled can. To be up after midnight and then to go to bed early is early, so that to go to bed after midnight is go to bed betimes. Does not our lives consist of the four elements?
Faith, so they say, but I think it consists of eating and drinking.
Thou art a scholar. Let us therefore eat and drink. Maria, a stoup of wine!
The fool, in faith.
How now, my hearts? Did you never see the picture of we three?
Welcome, fool. Let's have a catch.
By my troth, the fool has an excellent breast, and I have rather 40 shillings of such a leg, and a sweet voice to sing, as the fool has in soothing, thou hast a very gracious fooling last night. When I sent thee $6 for thy work, hasn't it?
I did in petticoats thy gratillity for Malvolio's nose. And as no whipstock, my lady has a white hand, and the Mimrons are no bottle ale houses.
Excellent. Why, the best fooling is all done. Now a song.
Come, there is money for you. Let's have a song.
And there is a 10th spot of me too, for the...
Would you have a love song or a song of good life?
A love song.
Hey, I care not for good life.
What is love? 'Tis not hereafter, hereafter, no more. Present mirth has present laughter, laughter, no more. Oh. Oh, oh. What is love?
A sweet voice, as I am a true knight.
A contagious breath.
A very sweet and contagious in
To
taste.
hear by the nose is a dulcet in contagion, but we make the welkin dance indeed.
And you love me, let's do it. I am a dog at a catch.
My lady, sir, and some dogs will catch well.
Most certainly, let our catch be thou knave.
Oh, hold thy peace, thou knave, knight. I should be constrained in calling it knave, knight.
It's not the first time someone is constrained to call me knave. Begin, fool. Hold your thy peace.
I shall never begin if I hold my peace.
Good in faith. Come on, begin.
Yeah. Oh.
If my lady have not called up her steward Malvolio and bid him turn you out of doors, never trust me.
But we are politicians. Malvolio's but a peg-a-ramsey, and 3 merry men be we. Am I not of her blood? Tilly Valley, lady, there dwelt a man in Babylon, lady, lady.
Oh, beshrew me the knight's an admirable fooling. Go.
For the love of heaven, peace.
Masters, are you mad? Or what are you? Have you no wit, no manners, honesty, but to gabble like tinkers at this time of night? Do you make an alehouse of my lady's house? Is there no respect of place, persons, nor time in you?
Well, we did keep time in our dances. Snack up.
Miss Toby, I must be round with you. My lady bade me tell you that, though she harbors you as her kinsman, she's nothing allied to your disorders. If you can separate yourself and your misdemeanors, you are welcome to the house. If not, and it would please you to take leave of her, she is very willing to bid you farewell.
Farewell, dear heart, since I must needs be gone.
Nay, good Miss Toby.
His eyes do show his days are almost gone.
Is it even so?
But I will never die.
Miss Toby, there you lie.
This is much credit to you.
Shall I bid him go?
What and if you do?
Shall I bid him go and spare not?
Oh, no, no, no.
Ugh!
Out of tune, sir? You lie. Aren't any more than a steward? Dost thou think because thou art virtuous, there shall be no more cakes and ale?
Yeah, by Saint Anne, and our ginger shall be hot in the mouth.
Thou art in the right. Sir, go rub your chain with crumbs. A stoup of wine.
Mistress Mary, if you prized my lady's favor at anything more than contempt, you would not give means for this uncivil rule. She shall know of it by this hand.
Go shake your ears.
It's a very good deed to drink when a man's hungry. To challenge him in the field and then break a promise will make him a fool of him.
Do it, knight. I'll rate thee a challenge, or I'll deliver thy indignation by word of mouth.
Sweet Miss Toby, be patient for tonight. Since the youth of the count's was today with my lady, she is much out of quiet. For Monsieur Malvolio, let me alone with him. If I do not trick him into a nay word and make him a common reaction, do not think I have wood enough to lie straight in my bed. I know I can do it.
Possess us, possess us. Tell us something of him.
The devil, a Puritan that he is, he thinks with excellencies that it is his grounds of faith that all that look on him love him. And on that vice in him will my revenge find notable cause to work.
What wilt thou do?
I will drop in his way some obscure letters of love, wherein he shall find himself most feeling impersonated. I can write very like my lady, your niece. On a forgotten matter, we can hardly tell distinction of our hands.
Excellent. I smell a plan.
I have it in my nose, too.
He shall think that by the letters that thou wilt drop, that they come from my niece, and that she's in love with him.
My purpose is indeed a horse of that color.
And your horse now would make him an ass.
I doubt not.
Oh, it will be admirable.
Sport royal, I warrant you. I will plant you two where he shall find the letter. Observe his construction of it. For this night, to bed, and dream on the event. Farewell.
Good night.
Before me, she was a good wench.
Let's to bed, knight. Thou hast need send for more money.
If I cannot recover your niece, I'm a foul way out.
Send for more money, knight. If thou hast her not in the end, call me cut.
If I do not, never trust me, and I'll take you how I will.
Come, I'll burn some sack.
Give me some music. Now, good Cesario, but that piece of song, that old antique song we heard last night, methought it did relieve my passion much, more than light airs and recollected terms of these most brisk and giddy-paced times. Come, but one verse.
He's not here, so please your lordship, that should sing it.
Who was it?
Feste the jester, my lord. A fool that the Lady Olivia's father took much delight in. He's about the house.
Seek him out, and play the tune the while. Come hither, boy. If ever thou shalt love, in the sweet pangs of it, remember me. For such as I am, and all true lovers are, unstayed and skittish in all motions else, save the constant image of the creature that is beloved. How dost thou like this tune?
Gives very echo to the seat where love is throned.
Thou dost speak masterly. My life upon it, young thou art, thine eye hath stayed upon some favor that it loves. Hath it not, boy?
A little, by your favor.
What kind of woman was it?
Of your complexion.
She is not worth thee, then. What years, in faith?
About your years, my lord.
Too old, by heaven. Let still the woman take an elder than herself.
I think it well, my lord.
Then let thy love be younger than thyself, or thy affection cannot hold the bent. For women are as roses, whose fair flower, once being displayed, doth fall that very hour.
And so they are. Alas, that they are so, to die even when they to perfection grow.
Oh, fellow, come. The song we had last night.
Are you ready, sir?
Mark it, Cesario. It is old and plain. I, prithee sing.
Come away, death, and in sad cypress, let me be laid, fly away, breath. I am slain by a fair, cool maid, my shroud of white stuck all with you. My part of death, no one so true, not a flower, not a flower so sweet. On my coffin, let there be strewn not a friend, not a friend grieve. My poor corpse where my bones shall be grown, 1,000 sighs to save lay me over. Sad true love never find my grave to weep there. Come away, death, and in sad cypress let me be laid.
There's for thy pains.
Oh, no. No pain, sir. I take pleasure in singing it.
I pay thy pleasure then.
Truly, sir, and pleasure will be paid one time or another.
Give me now leave to leave thee.
Now the melancholy God protect thee, and the tailor make thy doublet change taffeta, for thy mind is very opal.
Once more, Cesario. Get thee yond, same Sauvain cruelty. Tell her, my love, more noble than the world, prizes not quantity of dirty hands.
But if she cannot love you, sir.
I cannot be so answered.
Sooth, but you must. Say that some lady, as perhaps there is, hath for your love as great a pang of heart as you have for Olivia. You cannot love her, you tell her so. Must she not then be answered?
There's no woman's sides can bide the beating of so strong a passion. As love doth give my heart, no woman's heart so big to hold so much. They lack retention. Make no compare between the love a woman can bear me and that what I owe Olivia.
But I know.
What dost thou know?
Too well what love women to men may owe. In faith they are as true of heart as we. My father had a daughter loved a man. As it might be, perhaps, if I were woman, I should love your lordship.
And what's her history?
A blank, my lord. She never told her love, but let concealment like a worm in the bud feed on her damask cheek. She pined in thought, and with a green and yellow melancholy, she sat like patience on a monument, smiling at grief. Was not this love indeed? We men may say more, swear more, but indeed our shows are more than will. For still we prove much in our vows, but little in our love.
But died thy sister of her love, my boy.
I am all the daughters of my father's house, and all the brothers too, and yet I know not. Sir, shall I to this lady?
Aye, that's the theme. To her in haste. Give her this jewel. Say my love can give no place, bide no denial.
Ahem.
Come thy way, Signor Fabian.
Nay, I'll come.
Wouldst thou not be glad to see the rascally sheep rider come by some notable shame?
I would exult, man. You know he brought me out of favor with my lady about a dog fight here.
To anger him, we'll have the bear again, and we'll fool him black and blue, shall we not, Sir Andrew?
And we do not pity our lives.
Oh, here comes the little villain. How now, my medal of India?
Malvolio's coming down this walk. He has been yonder in the sun practicing his behavior to his own shadow this half hour.
Observe him for the love of mockery, for I know this letter will make a contemplative idiot of him. Close in the name of jesting. Lie thou there. For here comes the trout that must be caught particularly.
Here's an overweening rogue.
Oh, peace, contemplation makes a rare peacock of him. Not how he jets under his advanced plumes.
Slight, I could beat the rogue.
Peace, I say.
To be Count Malvolio.
Pistol him.
Shh. Peace. Oh, peace, how he's deeply in. Look how my imagination blows him.
Having been 3 months married to her, sitting in my state, calling my officers about me in my branched velvet gown, having come from my daybed where I left Olivia, sleeping,
Fire and brimstone.
Oh, peace, peace.
telling them I know my place as I would they should do theirs, to ask my kinswoman Toby, 7 of my people with an obedient start, make out for her. I frown the while, and perchance wind up my watch, or play with some rich jewel. Toby approaches, curtsies there to me. I extend my hand to her thus, quenching my familiar smile with an austere regard of control, saying, Cousin Toby, my fortunes, having cast me on your niece, give me this prerogative of speech. You must amend your drunkenness.
Oh, scab. Nay, patience, or we break this news of our plot.
Besides, you waste the treasure of your time with a foolish knight.
I warn you, that is me.
One Sir Andrew.
I knew it 'twas me, for many do call me a fool.
What employment do we have here? By my life, this is my lady's hand. There be her very C's, her U's, and her T's. And thus she makes her great P's. It is in contempt of questioning her hand.
Why, her C's, her U's, her T's, why that?
To the unknown beloved, this and my good wishes, her very phrases, 'tis my lady. To whom should this be?
This wins him, liver and all.
Jove knows I love, but who? Lips do not move. No man must know. No man must know. What follows? The number's altered. No man must know. There should be the Malvolio. I may command where I adore, but silence like a Lucretian knife. With bloodless stroke my heart doth gore. M-O-A-I doth sway my life.
A Fuchsian riddle.
Excellent wench, I say.
M-O-A-I doth sway my life? Nay, but first, let me see.
What dish of poison has she dressed him?
I may command where I adore. Why, she may command me. I serve her. She is my lady. And the end. What should that alphabet position pretend? M-O-A-I? M. Malvolio. M. Why, that begins my name.
Did not I say he would work it out? The cure is excellent at fault.
M. But then A should follow, but O does.
And O shall end, I hope.
Aye, or I'll hit him and make him cry. Oh.
And then I comes behind. M-O-A-I. It would bow to me, for every one of these letters are in my name. Soft here follows prose. If this fall into thy hand, resolve. In my stars I am above thee, but not afraid of greatness. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. She thus advises thee that sighs for thee. Remember who commended thy yellow stockings and wished to see thee ever cross-gartered? I say, remember, go to, thou art made, if thou desirest it to be so. If not, let me see thee a steward still, the fellow servants, and not worthy to touch fortune's fingers. Farewell. She that would alter service with thee, the fortune unhappy. Daylight and champion discovers no more. This is open. I will be proud. I will read politic authors. I will baffle Miss Toby. I do not now fool myself to let imagination jade me, for every reason excites me to this, that my lady loves me. I thank my stars. I am happy. I'll be in yellow stockings and cross-gartered, even the swiftness of putting on. Jove and my stars be praised. Here is yet a postscript. Thou canst not choose but know who I am. If thou entertainest my love, let it appear in thy smiling. Thy smiling becomes thee well. Therefore in my presence still smile. Dear my sweet, I prithee, Jove, I thank thee. I will smile. I'll do everything that thou will have me.
I will not give my part to this sport for the pension of thousands to be paid from the Sophie.
I could marry this wench for this device.
As so could I, too. Ask for no other dowry, just such another jest.
Nor I neither.
Why,
Nay, but say true, it does work upon him.
like aqua vitae with a midwife.
If you will then see the fruits of the sport, mark his first approach before my lady. He will come to her in yellow stockings, and is a color she abhors, and cross-gartered, a fashion she detests. And he will smile upon her, which will now be so unsuitable to her disposition, being addicted to a melancholy as she is, that it cannot but turn him into a notable contempt. If you will see it, follow me.
To the gates of Tartar, thou us most excellent devils of wit.
I'll make one too.
Save thee, friend, and thy music.
No, sir, I live by the church.
Oh, art thou a churchman?
No such matter, sir. I do live by the church, for I do live in my house, and my house doth stand by the church.
So thou mayst say the king lies by beggar if the beggar dwell near him.
You have said it, sir. To see this age, a sentence but a cheverel glove to a good wit. How quickly the wrong side may be turned outward.
Nay, that's certain. They that dally nicely with words may quickly make them wanton.
Indeed, words are very rascals, since bond disgraced them.
Thy reason, man?
Troth, sir, I can yield none without words, and words are grown so false, I am loath to prove reason with them.
I warrant thou art a merry fellow and carest for nothing.
No, sir, I do care for something, but in my conscience, sir, I do not care for you. If that be to care for nothing, sir, I wouldn't make you invisible.
Art not thou the Lady Olivia's fool?
No, sir, the Lady Olivia has no folly. She will keep no fool, sir, till she be married. And fools are like husbands, as pilchards are to herrings. The husband's bigger. I am indeed not her fool, but her corrupter of words.
Oh, I saw thee late at Count Orsino's.
Foolery, sir. Does walk about the orb like the sun. It shines everywhere. I would be sorry, sir, but the fool should not be as oft with your master as with my mistress.
Nay, and thou pass upon me. I'll no more with thee. Oh, hold. There is expenses for thee.
Next Jove, in his next commodity of hair, send thee a beard.
By my troth, I'll tell thee, I'm almost sick for one. Though I would not have it grow on my chin.
Save you, gentlemen.
And you, ma'am.
Will you encounter this house? My niece's desires you should enter, if your trade be to her.
I am bound to your niece, sir, ma'am. She is the list of my voyage.
Taste your legs, sir. Put them in motion.
My legs do better understand me, sir, than I understand what you mean by me bidding taste them.
I meant to enter.
I will answer you with gate and entrance, but we are prevented. Oh, most excellent, accomplished lady, the heavens rain odors on you.
That useful, rare, rain odors well.
My matter hath no voice, lady, but to your own most pregnant and vouchsafed ear.
Odors, pregnant, and vouchsafed. I'll get 'em all three ready.
Let the kitchen door be shut and leave me to my hearing. Give me your hand, sir.
My duty, madam, in most humble service.
What's your name?
Cesario is your servant's name, fair princess.
My servant, sir? Your servant to Count Orsino's youth.
And he is yours, and his must needs be yours. Your servant's servant is your servant, madam.
For him I think not of him, for his thoughts would they were blanks rather than filled with me.
Madam, I come to wait your gentle thoughts on his behalf.
Oh, by your leave, I pray you. I bade you never speak of him again. But would you undertake another suit? I'd rather hear you to solicit that than music from the spheres.
Dear lady.
Give me leave, beseech you. I did send after the last enchantment you did hear. A ring in chase of you, so did I abuse myself, my servant, and I fear you. Under your hard construction must I sit to force that on you in shameful cunning, which you knew none of yours. What might you think?
I pity you.
That's a degree to love?
No, not a grise, for 'tis a vulgar proof that we very oft to pity enemies.
Why, then, methinks 'tis time to smile again. O world, how apt the poor to be proud. If one should be prey, how much better than fall before the lion and the wolf. The clock upbraids me with the waste of time. Be not afraid, good youth, I will not have you. And yet, when wit and youth is come to harvest, your wife is like to reap a proper man. There lies your way, due west.
Then westward ho. Grace and good disposition attend your ladyship. Gild nothing, madam, to my lord by me.
Stay, I pray thee, tell me what thou thinkest of me.
What you do think you are, what you are.
If I think so, I think the same of you.
Then I think you right. I am not what I am.
I would you were as I would have you be.
Would it be better, madam, than I am? I wish it might, for now I am your fool.
Cesario, by roses of spring, by maidhood, honor, truth, and everything, I love thee so, that mauguery and all thy pride, nor wit nor reason can my passion hide. Do not extort thy reasons from this clause, for that I woo, thou for hast no cause. But rather reason thus with reason fetter. Love sought is good, but given unsought is better.
By innocence I swear, and by my youth I have one heart, one bosom, and one truth, and that no woman has, nor never none, shall mistress be of it, save I alone. So, adieu, good madam. Nevermore will I my master's tears to you deplore.
Oh, what a deal of scorn looks beautiful in the contempt and anger of his lip. A murderous guilt shows not itself more soon than love that would seem hid. Love's night is noon. Yet, come again, for thou perhaps mayst move that heart which now abhors to like his love.
No, Faith, I will not stay a jot longer.
Reason, dear Venom, give thy reason.
You must needs yield your reason, Sir Andrew.
Mary, I saw your niece do more favors to the Count's servant man than she has ever bestowed upon me. I saw it in this room.
She did show favor to the youth in your sight, only to exasperate you, to awake your dormouse, Valvor, to put fire in your heart and brimstone in your liver, bang the youth into dumbness.
Why, then challenge the Count's youth to fight with him. Hurt him in 11 places. My niece shall take note of it, and assure thyself that there's no love broker in the world can more prevail in man's condemnation with woman than report of valor.
There is no way but this, Sir Andrew.
Will either you bear him a challenge?
Go write it in a martial hand. Be curt and brief. It is no matter how witty, so it be eloquent and full of invention. Taunt him with the license of ink. Go about it.
Where should I find you?
We'll call thee. Go.
This is a dear puppet to you, Sir Toby.
I have been dear to him, lad, some 2,000 or so.
We shall have a rare letter from him, but you'll not deliver it.
Never trust me, then, and by all means stir on the youth to an answer. I think oxen and wain ropes cannot hale them together. For Andrew, if he were open and you find so much blood in his liver, it would only clog the foot of a flea. I'll eat the rest of the anatomy.
Here is the challenge. Read it. I warn you, there's vinegar and pepper in it.
Is it so spicy?
Aye, it is. And I warn him, but do read.
Let me see. Youth, whatsoever thou art but a scurvy fellow.
Good and valiant.
Thou comest to the Lady Olivia. In my sight, she uses thee kindly, but thou liest in thy throat. That is not the matter I challenge thee for.
Very brief, and to exceeding good sense. Less.
I will waylay thee going home, or if it be thy chance to kill me.
Good.
Thou killest me like a rogue and a villain.
Still, you keep on the windy side of the law. Good.
Fare thee well, and God have mercy upon one of our souls. He may have mercy upon mine, but my hope is better, and so look to thyself. Thy friend?
Just go on.
As thou usest him and thy sworn enemy. And your ague cheek. If this letter move him not, his legs cannot. I'll give it to him. Go, Sir Andrew, scout me for him at the corner of the park. Away!
Nay, let me alone for swearing.
I will not deliver this letter. But, sir, I will deliver this challenge to him by word of mouth, set upon ague cheek at reportable valor, and drive the gentleman into a most hideous opinion of his rage, skill, and fury. This will so fright them both that they will kill one another by the look. Look where the youngest friend of mine comes.
If you wish to laugh yourself into stitches, follow me. He's in yellow stockings.
And cross-gartered.
Most villainously. He does obey every point of the letter that I dropped to betray him.
Come, bring us where he is.
I have sent for him. He says he'll come. How shall I feast him? What bestow of him? For youth is bought more oft than begged or borrowed. I speak too loud. Where's Malvolio? He is sad and civil, and suits well for servants with my fortunes. Where is Malvolio?
He's coming, madame, but in very strange matter. He is sure possessed, madame.
Why? What's the matter? Does he rave?
No, madame, he does nothing but smile. Your ladyship were best to have some guard about you if he come. For sure the man is tainted in his wits.
Go, call him hither. I am as mad as he, if sad and merry madness equal be. How now, Malvolio?
Sweet ho, lady. Ho.
Smilest thou? I sent thee upon a sad occasion.
Sad lady, I could be sad. This does make some obstruction in love. This cross-gartering, but what of that?
Why, how dost thou, man? What is the matter with thee?
Not black in my mind, though yellow in my stockings.
Wilt you go to bed, Malvolio?
To bed? Ah, sweetheart, and I'll come to thee.
God comfort thee. Why dost thou smile so and kiss thy hand so oft?
How do you, Malvolio?
At your request?
Why appear you with this ridiculous boldness before my lady?
Be not afraid of greatness, 'twas well writ.
What meanest thou by that, Malvolio?
Some are born great, Some achieve greatness,
What sayest thou?
and some have greatness thrust upon them.
Heaven restore thee!
Remember who commended thy yellow stockings,
Yellow stockings?
and wished to see thee cross-gartered.
Cross-gartered.
Go to, thou art made, if thou desirest to be so.
Am I made?
If not, let me see thee a servant still.
Why, this is very midsummer's madness.
Milady, a young gentleman from the court Orsino is here seeking you.
I'll come to him. Good Mariah, let this fellow be looked to. Where's my cousin Toby? Let some of my people have special care of him.
Oh, do you come near me now? No worse man than Miss Toby to look to me. This concurs directly with the letter. And when she went away now, let this fellow be looked to. Fellow, not Malvolio, not after my degree, but fellow. Why, everything adheres together.
All the devils of hell be drawn in little, and Legion himself possessed, yet I'll speak to him.
Is it with you? How are you?
Go off, I discard you. Let me enjoy my privacy. Go off.
Lo, how hollow the fiend speaks within him. Did not I tell you, Miss Toby? My lady prays you to have a care of him.
Does she so?
How do you, Malvolio? How is it with you? What man, please defy the devil, consider he's an enemy to mankind.
Do you know what you say?
Lie you, and you speak ill of the devil, how he takes it at heart. Pray God he be not bewitched. My lady would not lose him for more than I'll say.
How now, mistress?
Get him to say his prayers, Miss Toby. Get him to pray.
My prayers, minx.
No, I warrant you, he will not hear of godliness.
Go hang yourselves all. You are idle, shallow things. I'm not of your element. You shall know hereafter.
Is it possible?
If this were played upon a stage now, I could condemn it as an improbable fiction.
Nay, pursue him now, lest the device take air and taint.
Why, we shall make him mad indeed.
Come, we'll have him in a dark room and bound. My niece is already in belief that he's mad.
There will now be a 10-minute intermission.
Welcome back to this MyLocalRadio.com special presentation of the Evanston Drama Devils production of William Shakespeare's The Twelfth Night. It's been a lot of fun so far. I'm here with Erin Russell. She's the director of the Drama Devils. We've been discussing some of the things that have gone on so far. I think it's safe to say that there's a lot of chaos going on in the show right now, right? So-and-so's in love with so-and-so. So-and-so thinks so-and-so is dead, right?
Right. Oh, so much.
We're going along. So if you can kind of give us a little bit of context, kind of what we're waiting for going into the second act.
Yes,
tell me a little bit about that. Sorry to just throw that on you.
No,
right there.
you're all good. No, it's all good. So, as we're going into the second act, we've seen Viola disguise herself as a boy in order to find a place in this man's world. But here she is disguised as a boy, and she's finding herself falling in love with the man that she is working for. Right. And in the meantime, the woman that she's supposed to be talking into loving her boss has now fallen in love with Viola disguised as Cesario. So there's a lot of craziness going on. She believes her brother to be dead and to be all alone in the world. And her brother likewise thinks that she's dead, but is on his way to see where she is. in Illyria and see if he can find her and any news of her and what's happened. And he's been sick for 3 months and nursed back to health by this sweet girl that has totally fallen in love with him and who he thinks of as another sister. So that's always fun as well.
Yeah.
It seems like in this show, no one is in love with who they're supposed to be.
Yes, on top of it all, we've got poor Malvolio, right?
Oh, yes. Who thinks,
yep, absolutely tricked into what he's feeling right now.
And he's always wanted to be more than just the butler. He's always wanted to be more than just what he is. And so when he thinks that Olivia now is in love with him, boy, he is ready to not just win her heart, but to win this place where he gets to boss around Toby and tell her what to do and tell the fool to get out of here. And he's just really excited to make everybody not run around drunk anymore. Yes. Please stop doing that.
Please don't do that anymore. I love that. So kind of breaking away from the story just a little bit, I'm curious to know, you kind of know inside the heads of these actors and everybody involved in the production right now. What's going on in their minds right now? How are they staying focused?
Well, it's so funny because when you look back to a week, 2 weeks before, everyone is so stressed out, and then there's something about the magic of it, right? As soon as we get on stage, suddenly all those things that they were worrying about or stressing about, all of a sudden they're like, either they've got it or, you know what, they might even skip it and the audience never knows.
Right.
But honestly, for the most part, everything they've been worried about just somehow gels and it just works together, and all of a sudden they have that energy and that excitement. So going into this, they may have been terrified, but right now they're probably on the high, right? Feeling like, hey, we made it through the first half. Now we just have the second, and that excitement to see how it goes. And of course, the energy from the audience is always so wonderful. And so I'm sure that right now they are pretty kind of maybe over the jitters and are just to the excitement of it all.
I love that. That's exciting. And that makes the second act all the more to look forward to, right?
Yes.
We get to just dive into the material, worry a little bit less about the nerves.
Right.
And it's totally understandable. We all start with the nerves, but now we're speaking of diving into it, by the way, I'm just sort of trailing off on another thought here.
No, you're okay.
But speaking of diving into it, I know that a lot of our audience members maybe don't spend a lot of time every day with Shakespeare. I know I don't spend a lot of time every day with Shakespeare. When I look up a show to watch on Netflix, it's not an iambic pentameter, right? So what's your best suggestion moving forward now that we've had a moment to kind of get into the rhythm? What's your best suggestion for an audience member as they're trying to understand the language and understand what's happening?
Well, hopefully what you guys as the audience will be seeing is that even if you're not quite getting the gist of every word's meaning, hopefully the delivery of the students' lines or their body language is letting you know a little bit about that. For those in our audience, they will have a scene-by-scene breakdown that helps them, in this scene, this is what happens. So because I know sometimes our audience does go, I have no idea what just happened.
I mean, it doesn't matter how perfectly professional the production is. I still have moments in Shakespeare that I'm like, I understood that.
Right. No, you're not alone, for sure. Sometimes the students even have come to me and said, what does this line mean? I say, I don't know. We're going to cut it.
Yeah.
If I don't know, we're not doing it.
Moving on. Yeah. So, I love it.
But no, so that's kind of nice if you're in our live audience. So for our folks that are watching this live stream, and again, thank you so much for doing this. But for those who are watching this, I would just say, look to what the kids are doing. Look at their facial expressions. Listen to how they are saying things. And if you're not quite sure, hopefully that gives you a nice sense of the meaning behind the words. And we've been working on that. Again, how successful we are with it is kind of up for interpretation. But the hope is that our kids are going to be able to portray that meaning really clearly.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I think we've seen that so far tonight, that they're doing the work, they're working really hard, they're doing a beautiful job. And just to kind of wrap it up here as we get ready for the second half, What are some of your favorite moments so far in this production? Not necessarily in this presentation, but just in this process that you guys have gone through putting this together.
There have been a lot. I think some of our favorite parts are probably when they get the line. I mean, that sounds silly, but when they are like, "Oh, I'm doing this right now. I get it."
That beautiful light bulb moment of learning.
It is fun. So those are always fun, but especially when they get to say, "Oh, so in the 50s, they might do this. Can we like sing this to an Elvis tune?" And I'm like, go for it, right? Like, let's try it. Let's see how that goes. So seeing them be creative with the setting that we're using and the script has been really great. But honestly, just each scene in this show, and you guys have seen it so far, it gets even a little bit more crazy, but probably just the crazy plot twists and, the love. Say it's not a love triangle, it's a love dodecahedron. It's like all these other, like, how in the world can this get more complex?
Yeah.
And so watching all those twists and turns come about has been a lot of fun too.
That's awesome. Yeah. Well, thank you again so much. This has been so great. And thank you to our audience on mylocalradio.com watching this awesome presentation so far of the Evanston Drama Devils, The 12th Night by William Shakespeare. It's been a lot of fun so far. I think we're going to have a great rest of the night at the theater.
I think we will.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Evanston Drama Devils production of William Shakespeare's The 12th Night. We've just heard that we are about a minute away from starting, so we're going to get you right back to it. Thank you for tuning in.
Antonia!
Oh.
I would not by my will have troubled you, but since you make your pleasure of your pains, I will no further chide you.
I cannot stay behind you. My desire more sharp than filed steel did spur me forth. Well, my willing love, the rather by these arguments of fear, set forth in your pursuit.
My kind, Antonia, I can no other answer make but thanks and ever thanks, and oft good turns are shuffled off with such uncurrent pay. But were my worth, as in my conscience, firm, you should find better dealing. What's to do? Shall we go see the relics of this town?
Tomorrow, sir. Best first go see your lodging.
I am not weary, and 'tis long till night. I pray you, let us satisfy our eyes with the memorials and the things of fame that do renown this city.
Would you pardon me? I do not without danger walk these streets. Once in a street fight against the Count and his men, I did some service of such a note. Where I'd be taken here is scarce be answered.
Belike you slew great number of his people?
The offense not such of a bloody nature, albeit the quality and time of the quarrel might have given us bloody argument, and might have since been answered in repaying. But what we took from them, which for traffic's sake most of our city did, only myself stood out, for which I'd be lapsed in this place. I shall pay dear.
Do not then walk too open.
Doth not fit me. Hold, sir, here's my purse. In the south suburbs, at the Elephant, at Bespeak Lodge, I will bespeak our diet. While you beguile in town and feed your knowledge, with the viewing in town, you shall have me.
Why I your purse?
Haply your eye shall light upon some toy you think you should desire to purchase in your store. I think it's not for ideal market, sir.
I'll be your purse bearer and leave you for an hour.
To the Elephant.
I do remember.
I have said too much into a heart of stone and laid mine honor too uncarry on it. There's something in me that reproves my fault, but such headstrong potent fault is that it but mocks reproof.
With the same bravery that your passion bears goes on my master's griefs.
Here, wear this jewel for me. 'Tis my picture, refuse it not. It hath no tongue to vex you, and I beseech you come again tomorrow. What shall you ask of me that I'll deny? The honor save me upon asking give.
Nothing but this, your true love for my master.
How with mine honor may I give him that which I have given you?
I will acquit you.
Well, come again tomorrow. Fare thee well. I feel like thee might bear my soul to hell.
Gentlemen, God save thee.
And you, madam.
Thou thou hast, betake thee of it. Of what nature the wrongs thou art hast done him, I know not, but thy interceptor attends thee at the end of the park. Dismount thy tuck, be here in preparation, for thy assailant is quick, skillful, and deadly.
You mistake me, ma'am. I'm sure no man hath any quarrel to me. My remembrance is very free and clear of any image of offense done to any man.
You will find it otherwise, I assure you. Therefore, if you hold your life at any price, betake you to your guard, for your opposite hath in him what youth, strength, skill, and wrath can furnish any man withal.
I pray you, ma'am, what is he?
He is a knight dubbed, but he is a devil in private brawl. Soul and bodies hath he divorced 3, and his incensement at this moment is so implacable that satisfaction can but by the pangs of death and sepulchre.
I am no fighter.
Sir, his indignation derives itself out of a very competent injury. Therefore, get you on and give him his desire. Strip your sword stark naked, for metal you must, that's certain, or forswear to wear iron about you.
This is as uncivil as strange. I beseech you, do me this courteous office. As to know of the knight what my offense to him is, it is something of my negligence, nothing of my purpose.
I will do so. Fabian, stay you with this gentleman until my return. Why, he is a very devil. I have not seen such a farrago. They say he has been a fencer to the Shah of Persia.
Pox on, I will not meddle with him.
Aye, but he now will not be pacified. Fabian can scarce hold him yonder.
Plague on it, and I thought he had been valiant. I'd seen him damned errant, and I'd challenge him. Let him let the matter slip, and I'll give him my car.
I'll make the motion. Stand here. Make a good show of it. This shall end without the perdition of souls. I have his car to take up the quarrel. I have persuaded him that he's a devil. There is no remedy, sir. He will fight for your oath's sake. Therefore, draw the supportance of his vow. He protests he will not hurt you.
Pray God defend me. A little thing would make me tell them how much I like of a man.
Give ground if you can see him furious.
Come, Sir Toby, there's no remedy. The gentleman will, for his honor's sake, have one bout with you. But he has promised me, as he is a gentleman and a soldier, he will not hurt you. Come on to it.
Pray to God he keeps his oath.
I do assure you, 'tis against my will.
Put up your sword. If this young gentleman have done defense, I take fault on me. If you offered him, I fortify you.
You, miss? What are you?
One, sir, for his love dares yet do more than yet have heard him brag to you he will.
Nay, if you be an undertaker, I am for you.
I'll fight you.
Let's go. I'll be with you anon.
This is the woman. Do thy office. Antonia, I arrest thee at the suit of Count Orsino.
You do mistake me, sir.
No, sir. No jot. Oh. No, sir, no jot. I know your favorite well. Though, now you have no cap on your head. Take her away. She knows I know her well.
I must obey. This comes to seeking you.
Come, ma'am, away.
I must entreat you from some of that money.
What money?
Will you deny me now? Is it possible that my deserts to you can lack persuasion? Do not tempt my misery, lest that make me so unsound as to upbraid you with those kindnesses that I've done for you.
Come, ma'am, I pray you go.
Let me speak a little. This youth that you see here, I snatched one half of the jaws of death, relieved him from such sanctity of love, and to his image, which methought did promise most vulnerable worth, did I devotion.
What's that to us? The time goes by. Away!
But oh, how vile and idle proves this God! Thou hast, Sebastian, done good feature shame. Virtue is beauty, and beauty is evil are empty trunks flourished by the devil.
The woman grows mad. Away with her! Come, ma'am.
Lead me on.
Methinks her words do from such passion fly that she thinks herself. So do not I. Prove true imagination, oh, prove true that I, dear brother, be mistaken for you.
A very dishonest, paltry boy, and more a coward than a hare. His dishonesty appears in leaving his friend here in necessity and denying him. And for his cowardship, right, Fabian?
A coward, a most devout coward, religious in it.
Slide, and I'll after him and I'll beat him.
Do cuff him soundly, but never draw thy sword.
And I will not.
Come, let's see the event.
I dare lay any money, 'twill be nothing yet.
Sir, will you make me believe that I am not sent? Will you make me believe I am not sent for you?
Go to, thou art a foolish fellow. Let me be clear of thee.
Well held out in faith. No, I do not know you, nor am I not sent to you by my lady to bid you come speak with her, nor your name is not Master Cesario, nor is this not my nose neither. Nothing that is so is so.
I prithee, vent thy folly somewhere else. Thou knowest not me.
Vent my folly? Has he heard the word of some great man and now applies it to a fool? Vent my folly? I prithee, ungird thy strangeness, and tell me what I shall vent to my lady. Shall I vent to her that thou art coming?
I prithee, foolish Greek, depart from me. There's money for thee.
By my troth, thou hast an open hand. These wise men that give fools money give themselves a good report.
Now, sir, I have met you again. This is for you.
What? There's for thee, and thee, and thee.
Goodness.
Are all the people mad?
Hold, sir, or I'll throw your dagger over the house.
This will I tell my lady straight. I would not be in some of your coats for 2 pence.
Come, sir, hold on.
Nay, let him alone. I'll go another way to work with him. If there's an action against battery with him, If there is any law in Illyria, through I have struck him first, and yet that is no matter for that.
Let go thy hand.
Come, sir, I will not let you go. Come, my young soldier, put up your iron. We are all fleshed.
I will be free from thee. What wouldst thou now? If thou darest tempt me further, draw thy sword.
What? Nay, then I must have an ounce or two of this Malport blood for you.
Hold, Toby, on thy life I charge thee, hold.
Madam!
Will it ever be thus, ungracious wench, fit for the mountains and barbarous caves where manners ne'er were preached? Out of my sight! Be not offended, dear Cesario. Rudes be begone. I pray thee, gentle friend, let thy fair wisdom, not thy passion, sway from this uncivil and unjust extent. Against thy peace, go with me to my house, and hear thou how many fruitless pranks this ruffian hath botched up, that thou thereby mayest smile at this, that thou shalt not choose but go. Do not deny.
What relish is in this? How runs the stream? Or am I mad, or else this is a dream? Let fancy still my sense in Lethe steep. If it be thus to dream, still let me sleep.
Nay, come, I pray thee. Would thou be ruled by me?
Madam, I will.
Oh, say so, and so be.
And make him believe thou art Father Topus, the curate. Do it quickly.
Well, I'll put it on, and I would sum myself in it. And I were the first that ever dissembled in such a gown.
To him, Father Topus.
What ho, I say, peace in this prison.
The knave counterfeits well, a good knave.
Who calls there?
Certain Father Topus, the curate who comes to visit Malvolio the lunatic.
Father Topus, good Father Topus, go to my lady.
Out, hyperbolical fiend, how vexed thou mine? Talkest thou nothing but of ladies?
Father Topus, never was man thus wronged. Good Father Topus, do not think I am mad. They have laid me here in hideous darkness.
Fie, thou dishonest Satan! Say thou the house is dark.
As hell, Father Topus.
Why, it hath bay windows transparent as air. And yet complainest thou of obstruction?
I'm not mad, Father Topus. I say to you, this house is dark.
Madman, thou errest. I say there is no darkness but ignorance, in which thou art more puzzled than the Egyptians in their fog.
I say this house is as dark as ignorance, though ignorance were as dark as hell. And I say there was never man thus abused. I am no more mad than you are.
Fare thee well. Remain thou still in darkness.
Father Topus! Father Topus!
My most exquisite Father Topus.
Nay, I'm in all waters.
Thou mightst have done this without thy gown, he sees thee not. To him in thine own voice, and bring me word how thou find'st him. Come by and by to my chamber.
Hey, Robin, jolly Robin, tell me how the lady does.
Fool!
My lady is unkind, purty.
Fool!
Alas, why is she so?
Fool, I say!
Alas, why is she... Who calls, huh?
Good fool, as ever thou wilt deserve well at my hand. Help me to a candle, and pen, ink, and paper, As I am a gentleman, I'll live to be thankful to thee for it.
Master Malvolio?
Aye, good fool.
Alas, sir, how fell you besides your 5 wits?
Fool, there was never man so notoriously abused. I am as well at my wits, fool, as thou art.
But as well? Then you are mad indeed, if you be no better in your wits than a fool.
They keep me in darkness, send ministers to me, asses, and do all they can to face me out of my wits.
Advise what you say. Endeavor thyself to sleep, and leave thy vain bibble-babble.
Fool, 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 I say.
Alas, sir, be patient. What say you, sir?
Good fool, some ink, paper, and light, and convey what I will set down to my lady. It shall advantage thee more than ever the bearing of letter did.
I will help you to it. But tell me true, are you not mad indeed, or do you but counterfeit?
Believe me, I am not. I tell thee true.
Nay, I'll never believe a man is mad till I see his brains. I will fetch you light and paper and ink.
Fool, I requite it in the highest degree. I prithee thee be gone.
Do-up, dop, dop, do-pop, dop, do-dop, do-biddy-dop.
This is the air. That is the glorious sun. This pearl she gave me, I do feel it and see it. And though 'tis wonder that unwraps me thus, yet 'tis not malice. Where's Antonia then? I could not find her at the Elephant. Her counsel now might do me golden service. Yet doth this accident and flood of fortune so far exceed all instance, all discourse, that I am ready to distrust mine eyes and wrangle with my reason that persuades me to any other trust but that I am mad, or else the lady's mad. Yet if 'twere so, she could not sway her house, command her followers as I perceive she does. But here the lady comes. It's an old door.
Go to the right into that church.
Blame not this haste of mine. If you mean well, now go with me and with this holy man into the chantry by. Therefore, there before him and underneath that consecrated roof, plight me the full assurance of your faith, that my most jealous and too doubtful soul may live at peace. He shall conceal it, whiles you are willing, it shall come to know what time we will our celebration keep according to my birth. What do you say?
I'll follow this good man and go with you, and having sworn truth, ever will be true.
Then lead the way, good Father, and heaven so shine, that they may fairly know this act of mine.
Lovest me, let me see the letter.
Hey, Master Fabian, grant me another request.
Anything?
Do not desire to see this letter.
This is to give a dog an recompense desire. My dog again.
Belong you to the Lady Olivia, friends?
Aye, sir, we are some of her trappings.
I know thee well. How dost thou, my good fellow?
Truly, sir, the better my foes, the worse for my friends.
Ah, just the contrary, the better for thy friends.
Ah, no, sir, the worse.
How is that be?
Marry, sir, they praise me and make an ass of me. Now my foes tell me plainly that I'm an ass. So that by my foe, sir, I profit in the knowledge of myself, and by my friends I am abused. So that conclusions to be a kiss. If your 4 negatives make 2 affirmatives, then why the worse for my friends and the better my foes?
Why, This is excellent.
By my troth, sir, no. Though it please you to be one of my friends.
Ah, thou shalt not be the worse for me. There's gold.
But that it would be double dealing, sir. I would you could make it another.
Oh, you give me ill counsel.
Here comes the woman, sir, that did rescue me.
That face of hers I do remember well, yet when I saw it last it was besmeared, as black as the Vulcan in the smoke of war.
Orsino, this is that Antonia that fought when your young nephew Titus lost his leg. Here in the streets, desperate of shame and state and private rabble, did we apprehend her.
She did me kindness, sir, drew on my side, but in conclusion put strange speech upon me. I know not what was distraction.
Ah, notable coward and thief, what foolish boldness brought thee to their mercies, whom thou, in terms so bloody and so dear, hast made thine enemies?
Orsino, noble sir, be pleased that I shake off these names you give me. Antonia never yet was thief or coward, though I confess on base the ground enough, Orsino's enemy. A witchcraft drew me hither. The most ingrateful boy there by your side, from the rude snows, enraged and frozen mouth, did I redeem. A rack past hope he was. His life I gave him did thereto add. My life without retention or restraint, all his in dedication. For his sake did I expose myself pure for his love. Into this danger of this adverse town drew to defend him when he was beset, where being apprehended for his false cunning, denied me my own purse, which I recommended his use not half an hour before.
How can this be?
When came he to this town?
Today, my lord, and for 3 months before, not interim, not a minute's vacancy, both day and night did we keep company.
Madame, thy words are madness. 3 months this youth hath tended upon me, but more of that anon. Take her aside. Ah, here comes the Countess. Now heaven walks on earth.
What would my lord, but he may not have, wherein Olivia may seem serviceable? Cesario, you do not keep promise with me.
Gracious Olivia.
What do you say, Cesario? Good, my lord.
My lord would speak. My duty hushes me.
If it ought be that old tune, my lord, if it is fat and fulsome to mine ear as howling after music.
Still so cruel?
Still so constant, lord?
What? To perverseness? You uncivil lady, whose ingrate and unauspicious altars, my soul, the faithfulest offerings I have breathed out, that ere devotion tendered, what shall I do?
Even what it please my lord that shall become him.
Why should I not? Hath I had the heart to do it, like to the Egyptian thief at the point of death, kill what I love? A savage jealousy that sometimes savors nobly, but hear me this, since I partly know the instrument that screws me from my true place in your favor, live you the marble-breasted tyrant still, but this your minion, whom I know you love, and whom by heaven, I swear and tender dearly. Him I will tear out of that cruel eye where he sits crowned in his master's spite. Come, boy, with me. My thoughts are right in mischief. I'll sacrifice the lamb that I do love to spite the raven's heart within a dove.
And I, most jocund, apt, and willingly to do you rest 1,000 deaths would I.
Where goes Cesario?
After him I love more than e'er I shall love wife.
I me detested, how am I beguiled?
Who does beguile you? Who does do you wrong?
Hast thou forgot thyself? Is it so long? Call forth the Holy Father.
Come away.
Whither, my lord? Cesario! Husband! Stay!
Husband?
Aye, a husband. Can he deny that?
Her husband, Sirrah?
No, my lord, not I.
Alas, it is the baseness of thy fear that makes thee strangle thy property. Fear not, Cesario, take thy fortunes up. Oh, welcome, Father. Father, I charge thee by thy reverence here to unfold, though lately we intend to keep in darkness what occasion now reveals before 'tis ripe. What thou dost know hath newly passed between this youth and me.
A contract of eternal bond of love, confirmed by mutual joinder of your hands, attested by the holy close of lips, strengthened by interchangement of your rings, in all the ceremony of this compact. Sealed in my function by my testimony, since when my watch hath told me toward my grave, I have traveled but 2 hours.
Hold out assembly, come! Farewell, and take her! But direct thy feet, where thou and I henceforth may never meet!
My lord, I do protest.
Oh, do not swear. Hold little faith, though thou hast too much fear.
For the love of God, a surgeon! Send one presently to Toby.
What's the matter?
He has broken the head of the cross, and Sir Toby had a bloody coxcomb too. For the love of God, your help. I wish I was home.
Who has done this, Sir Andrew?
The Count's gentleman, one Cesario. We took him for a coward, but he was very the devil incarnated.
My gentleman, Cesario?
Honest life, there he is. You broke my head for nothing. And that I did, and I set upon Sir Toby.
Why do you speak to me? I never hurt you. You drew your sword upon me without cause, but I bespake you fair and hurt you not.
If a bloody coxcomb be hurt, you have hurt me. From Sir Toby you shall hear more.
How now, gentle woman? How is it with you?
That's all one. Has hurt me, and there's end on it.
Away with him! Who hath made this havoc with them?
I'll help you, Sir Toby.
Will you help? A coxcomb, and a knave, and a thin-faced knave, and a gull.
Get him to bed, and let his hurt be looked to.
I am sorry, madam. I have hurt your kinswoman. You throw a strange regard upon me, and by that I do perceive it hath offended you. Pardon me, sweet one. Even for the vows we made each other but so late ago.
One face, one voice, and 2 persons?
Antonia! Oh, my dear Antonia, how have the hours racked and tortured me since I've lost thee?
Sebastian, are you?
Fearest thou that, Antonia?
How have you made a division of yourself?
Oh, most wonderful.
Do I stand there? I never had a brother, nor can there be the deity in my nature of here and everywhere. I had a sister, whom the blind winds and snow have devoured. Of charity, what kin are you to me? What countryman, what name, what parentage?
Of Messalene. Sebastian was my father, such as Sebastian was my brother too. So when he suited to his icy tomb.
Were you a woman, I should let my tears fall upon your cheek and say, thrice welcome, dead Viola.
Each circumstance of place, time, fortune do cohere and jump that I am Viola, which to confirm I'll bring you to a captain in this town, by whose gentle help I was preserved to serve this noble count.
So comes it, lady, you have been mistook. You would have been contracted to a maid.
Be not amazed, right noble is his blood. If this be so, as yet the glass seems true, I shall have my share in this most happy wreck. Boy, thou hast said to me 1,000 times, thou never shouldest love a woman like to me.
And all those sayings will I overswear, and all those swearings keep as true in soul as doth that orbed continent, the fire that severs day from night.
Give me thy hand, and let me see thee in thy woman's weeds.
Message. I bring a message from... I bring a message from Malvolio.
Now I remember me. They say, poor gentleman, he's much distract, in most extracting frenzy of mine own. For my remembrance clearly banished his. How does he, sirrah?
Truly, madam, he holds Beelzebub at the staves end, as well a man, in case may do.
See him delivered, Fabian. Bring him hither. My lord, so please you these things further on, to think me as a sister.
Madame, I am most apt to embrace your offer. Your master quits you, and since you called me master for so long, here is my hand. You shall from this time be your master's mistress.
A sister, you are she. How now, Malvolio?
Madam, you have done me wrong, notorious wrong.
Have I, Malvolio? No.
Lady, you have. Pray you pursue that letter. You must not now deny it is your hand. And tell me in the modest of honor why you have bade me come smiling across guarded you to put on yellow stockings. Why have you suffered me to be imprisoned, kept in a dark house, visited by the priest, and made the most notorious geck and gull that ever invented played on? Tell me why.
Alas, Malvolio, this is not my writing, though I confess much like the character, but out of question 'tis Mariah's hand. Pray thee be content. When we know the grounds and authors of it, thou shalt be both the plaintiff and the judge of thine own cause.
Good ma'am, hear me speak. Most freely, I confess myself and Toby set this device against Malvolio here. Maria wrote the letter, Miss Toby's great importance in recompense, wherefore he hath married her.
Alas, poor fool, how have they baffled thee?
Why, some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrown upon them. I was one, sir, in this interlude, one Father Topus, sir, but that was all one. And thus the whirligigs of time bring in his revenges.
I'll be revenged on the whole pack of you!
Stop! He hath been most notoriously abused.
Pursue him and entreat him to a peace. For services rendered to my soon-to-be kinsman, I pardon thee. A golden time convents. A solemn combination shall be made of our dear souls. Cesario, Viola, come. But when in other habits you are seen Orsino's mistress and his fancy queen.
When that I was a little boy with the hay-ho, the wind and the rain. A foolish thing, but was a toy for the rain. It raineth every day. Oh, when I came to man's estate with the hay-ho and the wind and the rain. Gates, knaves, and thieves, men shut their gate with the rain. It raineth every day. But when I came, alas, to wife with the hay-ho and the wind and the rain. By swaggering could I never thrive for the rain. It raineth every day. But when I came unto my beds with the hay-ho and the wind and the rain, with toss but still had drunken heads for the rain. It raineth every day. A great while ago the world begun, with the hay and the hoe and the wind and the rain. But that's all one, our play is done, and we'll strive to please it every day. And we'll strive to please you every day. Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah, let's get an awesome round of applause.
Thank you.